Shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yeshua. This is Brother Naquan for minus Naquan 144. I'm just going to get straight into this video that I attempted to do prior, but YouTube copyrighted me for recording this live from when it was first aired. But I've seen it here again on YouTube, so I'm going to go straight into this one. I'm going to say double honors and respect to the elders and apostles, great millstone, salutation that hopeful elect, and I can push his word throughout the four corners of the earth. And yeah, let's get straight into it, man. Hope this video is edifying, and it's in the spirit by Hashem Kodash, so let's go in.
Some people are suggesting it should go further though, and it should be compulsory and mandatory for everyone. We're now
okay, so they're going into talks about should the vaccine be compulsory, okay? And this is all between 2020 and 2021, because remember, the aim is to get everybody vaccinated within a short span, because as scripture says, the devil shall come upon you with great wrath. So they're trying to move very quick now.
By Professor Julian Savulescu from Oxford University, who says as long as the vaccine is safe, it should be compulsory to have it. Duncan Stevenson from the Royal Society for Public Health, who thinks making it mandatory could actually do more harm than good.
So you have your controlled opposition. Okay, your pro.
Stevenson from the Royal Society says as long as
you have your pro-vaccine. Is what Esau does. He controls the whole scenario. Yeah, but he has his for and against. Just like when you see Democrats and Republicans and all that. Okay, all going back into the Roman. The Roman way of things, man, how it was built up before, so they're just following that rhetoric.
The vaccine is safe, it should be compulsory to have it. Duncan Stevenson from the Royal Society for Public Health, who thinks making it mandatory could actually do more harm than good and risk a backlash against the vaccine. And Dr. Barak Pankania, who says as long as people are fully informed, it shouldn't need to be compulsory. Good to talk to all of you. Obviously, the idea of a vaccine that can protect us, to make us safe to get back to work, which would be so much better for society and economy and for everyone, is what we want. Why do you think, actually, Professor Julian Savulescu, that actually it should be compulsory?
Well, whether it's compulsory will depend on three things. Firstly, the safety and effectiveness of the vaccine, the gravity of the problem, and the safety and effectiveness of other strategies, such as a selective lockdown or voluntary vaccination. But given what we've been told, that 500,000 people would have died, and we're told that 200,000 have died from lockdown, it's an extremely grave situation. And if the vaccine is safe, it's like putting on a seatbelt. Seatbelts are mandatory. They reduce mortality by 50%, and they sometimes kill the occupant or cause serious injuries. But because they're so safe and the problem is so serious, we make them compulsory.
Okay, so his argument is basically weighing up, trying to weigh up the pros and cons, saying that you need a vaccine to be compulsory based on the fact that the desire for it is so great because of the cause. Okay, but that cause is pushed through fear-mongering, and mainly through fear-mongering of the whole generalization of you can catch this disease or whatever through any type of airway or moisture. Okay, so that's his argument. They're trying to push that shit, which is bullshit anyway, but they need something behind it in order to make it valid.
I have lots of response to this morning. Yesterday it was a very positive response from our viewers when we said, would you volunteer to be tested? However, the idea of making it mandatory has changed the tone of it specifically. And I think one of the concerns, and this is a concern...
Okay, so they're basically trying to gauge the sheep or the people out here for the vaccine. They're trying to gauge to see would people take it willingly, are people willing to try it out, or how will people react to being forced, and how to get them to succumb to needing or wanting the chip. They need to make it a necessity. Okay.
I know lots of people have. This is for you, Professor Savulescu. It's come from Janet on Twitter. She said, I've lived long enough to see vaccines go wrong. It's too fast for my liking, so it's a no for me. Everyone should be able to make up their mind about their own body. And the whole process has been very, very quick. Admittedly, there's been lots of funding has been put here to try and find these vaccines quickly. But the speed of which it's come about will be concerning to some people, like Janet, who has seen some vaccines in the past go wrong.
Yeah, fair enough. I agree with that concern, and we've never had a successful vaccine against the coronavirus. So the safety is a real issue, and we should be having a good, hard look at that. But this is a different situation where large numbers of people are dying, both from the virus and also the strategy. What people don't realise
is the thing that that's why they need to keep pushing that, because the numbers, they don't add up. Boris Johnson, he's been throwing out numbers like he's fucking trying to win the lottery. Okay, he can't keep to a certain amount of numbers. First he's saying so and so forth, 100,000, then he's saying 200 this thousand, then he's saying about it went down to about 1,500,000, and then he's saying something else. Okay, they can't keep their shit together, but they need to keep pushing this fear in order for people to make this this vaccine valid, okay, and warrant a vaccine to be forced among the people and implement that mark of the beast, that chip, a microchip, okay, which is prophesied in Revelation. We're going to get into that soon.
We're going to have a large number of cancer deaths over many years because of delayed treatment. Already the estimates are 200,000 people will die. So, you know, the costs...
See, that's an estimate, okay? Because they want a large people to go, because that's their agenda, depopulating the earth.
Cancer deaths over many years because of delayed treatment. Already the estimates are 200,000 people will die. So, you know, the costs of going slow are also significant, and that has to be balanced in this case.
Duncan Stevenson, Professor Savulescu's comparison with a seatbelt is an interesting one, isn't it? Because there are people who think that in some situations, seatbelts do more harm than good. But in most situations, they are the best thing and reduce loss of life and serious injury. So is that what we're looking at here, do you think? That actually there might be some people who are either uncomfortable about the vaccine or indeed may have, you know, reactions to it, but for the greater good, everybody should get it.
Yes, I think
you know what I'm saying? That's what they do, for the greater good. Everybody should get it. The greater good of who, though? Okay, the greater good of the fucking wicked elite, mate. Okay, for them to bring forth, or to at least attempt to bring forth their new world order. Okay, because the Most High shall set upon him while he's filling his belly. Okay, and he sends his son back to raise up the elect, bring us back to the kingdom, and set these the Chaldees on the base of the earth, the fucking Edomites. Okay, who's he that cometh with dyed garments from Bozrah again?
With seatbelts is an interesting one, and I think the reason that we kind of are less inclined and think that compulsory vaccination should be a last resort is that it will be difficult to enforce. You know, when you're wearing a seatbelt, you're in a car, you're driving around. If you're not wearing it, you'll be stopped and pulled over. If you're not vaccinated, what is the enforcement? What is the penalty that is levied on people who don't get a vaccination?
Exactly. What is the penalty for them that don't get a vaccination and those that agree? Okay, the number of people that don't want to get microchipped, basically, because that's what it's coming to. Okay, so what is it? What is going to come? What is the penalty? What is the persecution? What are the effects of not bowing down to this man's system? Okay, the image of this man's system.
And where we've seen mandatory vaccination in the past, the penalties can be regressive in nature, so it could be stopping people's benefits, or it could be not allowing them to attend school.
Okay, stopping people's benefits. We've got certain people of a population. They rely on the government for their assets, for them to survive, basically, for their necessities, and that's how the government wants people to be dependent on them. Okay, to stop kids going to school. He just said.
Workplace.
Or to the workplace. See, he's looking down when he's saying this shit. He's probably got it written on the paper, but at the same time, it's a heavy penalty.
Nature, so it could be stopping people's benefits, or it could be not allowing them to attend school or the workplace.
Exactly. So stopping people going to work because you didn't take either the vaccine, which is basically going to be turned into the microchip. Is that not prophesied in Revelations? Revelations 13, and just trying to get a good part here. I'm going to go into it. Here we go. I'm going to start from 14. The main point is 15, 16, or maybe 17 as well, but I like starting from 14. And Revelations 13 and 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Yeah? Some of the miracles are what this man's technology can do, microchip. Opens doors. Okay. Because these are some of the miracles that they're going to try and show you to show you the benefits and make it seem appealing. Okay, there you go. See, this little grain of rice can fit in your hand between the thumb and the forefinger, and that's the warmest place where it can be activated or switched off. Okay, even Elder Apostle Tar had one in his hand, and it shows you it's the size of a grain of rice. Maybe, I don't know, a long grain, but it's still slim enough to encapsulate like something even inside it, like a. See, I think that's a reader or like that's a transmitter basically. Okay, so whatever you put your hand on through the skin, it will transmit. Okay, there you go. Great example.
That's the microchip which we fit. It goes just in there, generally, for most people.
Where's in there? Okay, let's find out where he says where in there, because he ain't saying shit. He's just saying in there. In where? There you go. Specifically in this space here. If you can see that. Specifically. Okay? There's a reason why they have it there. They could have it anywhere in the body as well. So it don't have to just be here. Okay? It could be under the tongue. Okay? Certain people in the military have it under their tongue. Or in any part of the body. It could be in your cheekbone, chest, neck, forehead, side of the head, temple, you know, in your jaw, you know, could be in your fucking ass cheek, don't matter if it's under the skin. Okay? Some people try and get smart with it.
Generally, for most people.
Okay, Biotech Ltd.
It's a contactless, wireless, or data transmission implant.
Okay, contactless, wireless, data transmission implant. Okay, and wasn't the UK was trying to bring out this track and trace app. Where we go? On your phone to try and track and trace you and to find out who you've been around, to try and claim that they've might have been around someone that's in contact with COVID-19. Okay, but all that is testing out and trying to track and trace your every move. Okay. Contact tracing. This is what it's called, contact tracing. So through your contact or through your mobile phone, ultimately it's going to be through the chip. They'll know where the hell you are at all times, who you've been around. Okay, because remember, it's a data transmission, so it transmits data. Okay.
Transmission implant. That's very basic. So battery. It's complete.
See, he tries to make it beneficial.
It's very basic.
It's very basic. There's no battery.
That's very basic. So battery. It's completely pain-free.
Completely pain-free.
Yeah,
very simple.
So the process involves quite a large needle.
There you go. Now tell me.
Quite a large needle.
Okay, if you can't see it, you know. What's the difference between that? Because that's what they're going to push. That's how they're going to push it in your hand. Okay. There we go. You can't see that. This is the times that we're in right now. Okay. That's the chip here, which they can fit into a vac, or the same which will be in a vaccine. Okay. Microchip is injected. Let me zoom out. A microchip is injected into a hand. Okay? A microchip is injected into a hand. It's Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, or in any part of the body, because there's another scripture when we go into it. It says to be under the skin. And that no man might buy or sell, like he just said. You won't be able to, what?
What is the penalty that is levied on people who don't get a vaccination?
Yep.
And where we've seen mandatory vaccination,
Yep.
In the past, the penalties can be regressive in nature, so it could be stopping people's benefits, or it could be not allowing them to attend school or the workplace.
Okay, not allowing, you won't be able to attend the school or the workplace. So you're not going to be able to buy, sell, except he that had the mark, name of the beast, or number of his name. And the number of the name is the universal barcode. Okay. But on the two ends, 2, 2 and 2, so we get the number 6 from. Where is it? When you look at it, had it before. Okay, a pseudo, which is 666, marked on every barcode product. So when you buy your products, okay, you have your left hand guard bars, center bars, and your right hand bars. And then, okay, and the number 6 from the set B codes. So that's 6, 6, and 6 there. That's where you get the number of the man, basically, because the barcode has been made up by these people, these bio scientists. Let's finish this quick.
Local anaesthetic, so it is pain-free.
Local anaesthetic.
So, local needle, local anaesthetic.
So, if it's pain-free, you won't need anything at all. But it's not about the pain, it's the fact that it's still pushing something underneath the skin.
So the process involves quite a large needle, local anaesthetic, so it is pain-free. It's popped in, and then
see, they try to use words. They try to always use words to try and make it sound more less demeaning than it is. Okay, less harsh than it actually is. Just pop this in your hand.
Popped in, and then the microchip is actually preloaded.
Preloaded? No, the microchip is inserted. It's an incision underneath the skin.
Preloaded.
Pre-fucking loaded. Esau's a fucking fancy guy, isn't he? Preloaded. Fucking god. He's a diligent guy when it comes to wickedness, I'll tell you that. Let's look this up. Let's look up the word mark. Karagma.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Karagma, okay. Which is what? A stamp. Looks like they changed some shit. A scratch or etching stamp. A badge or so, because it looks like they've changed something here. It says a mark or incision underneath the skin. But Esau controls these things here, so. A thing carved. Okay, that's the closest. Carved. And to carve something is to make an incision. But a badge of servitude, if he wants to funk it up like that way, let's find out what a badge of servitude is. Incision. Shit. Spelling is fucked on in the corner. Esau is a fucking joker. To put, there we go. This guy. Probably spelling it wrong. Anyway, that there is what's coming, and he has it right here in his hand.
It's just inserted in, taken out, plaster put on, heals in a few days, job done.
Job done, no?
Heals in a few days, job done.
Job
So
done.
currently we use the tech and the implants for opening doors, so all the office doors here.
Yep.
They can retrofit your house door, so I don't have keys to my house anymore, just have swipe entry.
So he doesn't have keys to his house anymore. Beneficial. That's one of the points there. Also.
doors, all the office doors here. You can retrofit your house doors.
And it's all to make you drawn to make it a necessity.
So fit it one of my cars, put your hand on the steering wheel, the ignition starts, which is quite cool.
What could the future
hold?
hold?
Some basic data as well, so looking at basic medical data.
You can store your medical data, passports.
It can be used for contactless
payments.
London Underground, all sorts.
Exactly.
Data as well.
So it says here you won't be able to get paid. So you won't be able to get paid. So you won't be able to buy or sell. Travel, you won't be able to move around in society as free as you're able to. Okay? And he just said it there. He already explained the consequences, penalties for not taking a chip.
And that regressive nature tends to disproportionately affect those people who already have poor health and are facing health inequality.
But there might be some people that would argue that actually, if you're not vaccinated, then you haven't got the right to go to school because you're potentially putting others at risk, or you haven't got the right to go to work. There would be people that would argue that.
Okay, and that's the fear in people, which they've got from the fear mongering from which the media have pushed on them. Okay, because it's going to get to a point where people will obviously they're ignorant already, but their ignorance is going to turn them into fearful fucking animals, mate. That's going to create an insurrection. Okay, because out of fear, people are scared, and then they attack out of fear. Okay, and that's what's going to bring heavy persecution on the elect. Okay, the prophets, the 1/3. Okay, and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and so I think the second reason is that it's not just about the enforcement; it's about the way that we do this. We
Okay, so it's not about the enforcement. It's about the way they bring it and they offer it to you.
know that there is a sizable minority of people who are probably vaccine hesitant when it comes to the COVID-19 vaccination because it's new, but we need to better understand them and work with them. The most effective vaccination programs are by consent, not by compulsion.
Dr. Pancania, one of your concerns as well is, as we were listening to Kate Bingham talk about the fact that people would get it first would be the vulnerable, those who have underlying health conditions, but also those from the BAME communities, because there's been a high prevalence of them suffering from COVID. You have concerns with that?
The BAME communities, black, Asian, ethnic minority communities, but they mainly want to get the Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Hispanic, Native American, and West Africans, if you don't know by now.
As a sort of a starting point for this, don't you?
My concerns are that we should profile all at-risk people, and having identified the at-risk population, we determine that they will be offered the vaccine before others. So
okay, so they're looking to chip who first? They're looking to chip you Negroes first, Hispanics and Native Americans and West Africans. They're looking to chip the Israelites first, depopulate them first. Okay, you can watch the rest of this one. It's a little bit.
Basic medical data, potentially passports in the future. It can be used for contactless payments.
It can be used for what? Contactless payments. So how is that not? How is that? So what's this speaking about then? If this is not a microchip, okay? He said it can be used for contactless. Let me go back on there again, because you fucking idiots out there talking about that the mark of the beast is embargo, and Christianity, all that shit. Obviously, take the fucking chip and tell us how it feels.
Or some basic data as well, so looking at basic medical data, potentially passports in the future.
Potentially passports.
It can be used for contactless payments.
Wait, sorry, I don't think I heard that.
Passports in the future. It can be used for contactless payments.
What was that? Sorry. Let me just pull that one back again.
passports in the future. It can be used for contactless payment.
It can be used for contactless payments. Okay, so Nate, yeah, Gehenna, and all these other fucking sellouts, whatever, under the table Israelites, okay, you can't argue that. The argument's done.
London Underground also.
London Underground, what's London Underground for people that don't understand? Because he's not going to come out and say fucking public transport. Esau's a fucking fuckboy. Fucking wicked ass. Let's just look at images, go straight to images. London Underground. Okay, the whole network system. Okay? The whole networking system. So you ain't gonna be able to travel. If you ain't got that chip, you ain't gonna be able to travel public transport, none of that shit. Okay, this is coming for who first? The Israelites first. He is a heathen, but because they have complexion, they Esau used the heathen to speak for all people of different complexions. That's what they do. But these heathens are against us. Okay, so they feel no way in coming against us. Also, you have to understand that these heathen are with Esau coming against us. Okay, you're Asians, you're so-called Asians, Ishmaelites, these Arabs, Chinese, fucking East Indian, fucking Hamitic African, Sudanese, Egyptian, Kenyan, you know. But you got our people mixed in there with them, but majority of these nations, yeah, they're against us, man. And they'll feel no way. So that's why you gotta be sober, man. You gotta be sober-minded.
We've already identified the older, people with comorbidities, and then the BAME group also come in the category of at risk. Therefore, they would be included, but it shouldn't be, I am targeting just BAME. We target all at-risk people to give to them the vaccine. And I'm very much in favor of giving it voluntarily. I have a lot of experience with the MMR issues, the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. And when you talk to the patients properly, carefully, sincerely, transparently, you always carry them with you. And this is the important bit, the clear messages. And if you have clear, sincere, transparent messages, you won't need compulsion.
Let's talk to Dr. Sarah Jarvis, who's in the studio with us as well. Sarah, Ella Rose makes an interesting point on Facebook. She says, forcing people to have vaccines is the first step to taking people's rights away. I am vaccinated, however, it's my freedom of choice, and I'll fight to keep my freedom of choice. There is a fear that people feel like if they're being forced into this vaccine, is there something we don't know about it? Surely the way Duncan's describing it, let people understand exactly why it's going to benefit them and the community, is a much better way of going.
I couldn't agree more, and I would much, much prefer to go down that route. One of the things we need to bear in mind, though, is that vaccination is not just for us, it's for other people. So, as a doctor, there is no way that I would ever suggest to somebody that they needed to have chemotherapy or surgery that I knew would save their life.
Fuck off, man. That's a different story anyway, because you doctors have been playing your part for fucking however long. Okay, let's finish this one. Okay, there we go.
London Underground, all sorts of payment systems.
All sorts of payment systems.
Payments, London Underground, all
public transport. You won't be able to get on public transport or any payment system if you don't have this mark in your hand very soon.
Sorts of payment systems. You could swipe your hand and forget having to carry a wallet.
Okay, they're trying to make it beneficial for people. Okay, he's gone fighting for his you know, his country ever, and you know, he came back empty-handed. Okay, if anything, but at the same time, yeah, fucking obviously the Most High has judged him, but the thing is, they're basically trying to use the implant in order to make it beneficial. Okay.
25 seconds. As a project amputee, you're always trying to shave time because normal tasks take a hell of a long time with a split hook. So to try and get some of that time back, it's fantastic.
Let's hope he don't have one off the wrist because fucking he's Anyway, the chip is the thing that they're pushing behind, yeah, and trying to show the whole benefits of this whole thing, okay?
Split hook. So to try and get some of that time back, it's fantastic.
A good idea? Question mark. Soon they're gonna throw away that question mark and put an exclamation mark and tell you it's a good idea, okay? That's what, you know, if you're sober-minded, that's what you should be looking at right now. That's what's coming in, man. Okay, the elders apostles have been banging on about this for years. Okay. Year of prophecy. Obviously, it's a prophecy every year. But at the same time, you just got more prophecies on rolling back to back. I'm going to read this one through. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. And you just see the life that he gave to the beast. Okay. That is the life that he gives to the beast.
Loaded into the needle. So I don't have keys to my house anymore. Just have swipe entry.
Yeah, he's giving life to the image.
Start a car. So I fitted one of my
Starting your cars.
Hand and steering wheel.
All that shit. Open doors, storing data, paying for shit.
Underground, all sorts of.
So that's giving it life. So it should speak and cause that as many would not worship the image should be killed. You're going to be put to death, okay, or martyred or whatever. Okay, brothers will be put to death for this faith and standing stiffly for the name. Okay? So everyone should be contemplating the fact that death is, what's the word? It ties in with integrity. Okay, scripturally tells you that you've not resisted unto you have not yet resisted unto blood. Okay, Hebrews 12:4. Okay, I'll start from 3. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself. Okay, Yahushua, lest is almost, it's in case as well, it's just old written. In case you be wearied and faint in your minds. So you got to think back to Yahushua, man, and that comforts us, because knowing that the servant is not above his master. It says here, ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. Okay, you have not yet either gone through anything that Yahushua has gone through, or even ultimately just been put to death for resisting this mark of this chip, the mark of the beast. Okay, because sentence is definitely the sentence over all flesh. Okay, from the Most High. Here we go. Fear not the sentence. Fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee and that come after thee. For this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. So if the Most High puts you to death, it's the sentence of the Most High, which is righteous. The Most High can't do anything wicked. Okay? And it's righteous to be put to death for these works. Okay? Let me get also. Because you're going to be escaping wickedness. You finished your race. Because I know most people they keep banging on about going up in a chariot and that, and being beamed up. But the thing is, if you're still on the earth, you're going to be tried continually, until you finally, hopefully, make it on a chariot. But if you're put to death, your righteousness is sealed. Your ticket is sealed. Your works are sealed. And then you'll catch up to the ones that have been put to death before you've been beamed up. Here we go, Isaiah 57. So like I don't want to make this a long video, but okay, the righteous perish. Okay, so you could be put to death for this, man. Head in a guillotine. Okay. Okay, you could be beheaded or whatever for this faith. Okay, put to death, ultimately put to death. Okay, but you'd perish. Okay, and no man layeth it to heart, because the natural man would think that you're taking an L, you're taking a loss. Okay, merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. Okay, and that's why Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Okay, the ones that have perished. Okay, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth. So you hopefully trying to make it on a chariot instead of being put to death, you're still going to be on the earth, inhabiting the earth. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath. So you're going to be catching even, basically continuing through the hell. Hopefully, Lord's will you do endure. But it's more of a benefit being put to death than to continue catching hell. Because you know that you have a short time. Okay, and especially when it comes to the time of you rejecting that ship, the hell is going to be on an ultimate level. And bring out one more scripture and then try and clear this one out. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Okay? They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods, and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold as in the fire. Okay? So you shall be tried throughout whichever trial you're going to be tried, through the Most High trying you, through men. Okay? Be thou Revelations chapter 2 verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, these concentration camps, yeah, torture chambers or whatnot, that you may be tried. Okay, tortured, basically tortured, whichever means necessary. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days, okay, which is just a set period of time. And not exactly 10 days, it could be 1 day, 2 days, could be a week, could be a month, whatever. Be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give thee a crown of life. Okay. The Most High will give us the crown of life. Yahushai, through Yahushai, He'll give us the crown of life when He lays the crown on our heads directly. Slack, yeah, just... fighting, yeah, fighting, it was free. Okay, behold, I come quickly, hold fast at which thou hast, which is this truth, this knowledge, understanding, the wisdom, okay? And ultimately, the faith that you have already, man, which the Lord will the Most High can increase unto the very end, that no man take thy crown, because the Most High is going to give us his crown, even if we're put to death. The Most High is going to regenerate us back, okay? And allow us to get busy on the heathen nations and the ones that, of our nation that came against us. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out from the Most High, the Lord. And I'll write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I'll write upon him my new name. Okay. But yeah, this is the microchip here, man. Simple as that. This vaccine is the straight up microchip, which they're just planning and etching the final walkthrough in order to enforce it and make it mandatory. But first they're gonna come sweet as honey, okay, and then it's gonna be made mandatory. And if you don't get that chip, okay, that microchip underneath your hand, then you're not going to be part of the society. It's going to be based strictly on faith. Okay, the Most High is gonna have his servants, as it tells you in Job. Okay, he's going to keep his servants, but the rest of you out here, you're done for. Okay. And he deceiveth them, Revelations 5:14, and he deceiveth them dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Where am I? Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they shall make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Okay, which is the one that had the wound was the Roman Empire, but they came back in the Renaissance period, which is now America. So it's the remix. Okay. And he had power, or the rebirth of the Roman, that is the update of the, basically the Roman Empire with technology. And he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. Okay, so we just went through that. That is the chip there. And it's speaking through the miracles and the technology it's able to do. It's able to perform opening doors. You can buy and purchase and all that shit. So it's speaking. And cause as many as would not worship or accept, okay, the image of the beast should be killed, put to death, outcast, whatnot. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor. So it doesn't matter whatever person you are in society. Okay, you could be a tramp or a nobody, a normal person, or great like Jay-Z and whoever, rich and poor, free and bond. So even if you're in any correctional facility, incarceration, or you're able to walk the streets, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay. So that's it there, man. I'm going to let this one play out. Those were the ones.
If they were competent to consent, mentally competent to consent, then of course they have a right
shit for this.
to refuse anything, even if it might kill them. The big difference we've got here, of course, is that this isn't just you, it's a bigger picture. We've done the most amazing thing during lockdown as a society. We've all put ourselves in really challenging situations. A lot of people have given up an enormous amount, not because...
Okay, you can watch the rest of this one anyway. She's just chatting a little shit. Trying to make it seem pleasing. But anyway, yeah, man. Shalom, man. Keep pushing, brother, man. Kwame Shola, we're nearly out here.